to open up the match programs. There's QR codes there where you can buy raffle tickets for today's raffle. All the funds going into Vintage. Can you tell us, what some of the things that you guys can put that money to with this organisation?
Yeah, so the money that we raise goes towards program equipment, so soccer balls, other equipment like phones and balls. We also have some really cool uniforms that make our players feel like they're part of the team, which is really important and something that we're very grateful for.
That's awesome. And obviously not all the funds just going to the White Knights, plenty of other great initiatives that we'll hear about later with Big Switch. Just a big round of applause out here for all the guys and girls here from the White Knights. special edition socks that you can see our players wearing today. When they come out, you'll see those great purple socks. Our special edition Kids Wish socks. Big things as well. We've got our match day sponsor, Neil Webster, from Stone Real Estate. So we can have a shout out to him and the real estate centres. First grade kickoff coming up in about 2 minutes. 2, Harrison Newell. Number 4, Dylan Ryan. Number 5, Henry Kanazumi. Number 7, Woon Sun Sim. Number 13, goalkeeper, Daniel Solsky. Number 17, fresh off the team of the week, Marcus Beattie. Number 21, Nick Olsen. Number 23, Flynn Madden. Number 24, Captain Lachlan Scott. Number 25, Alex Masalecchio. And number 29, Ben Dyson.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Wynn Stadium for round 26 of the NPL Men's New South Wales, with Wollongong Wolves hosting Sydney FC. Early chance here for the Sky Blues down this right-hand side. And we'll go behind for a goal kick. Joe Lacey on that right-hand side with an early move, but the Wolves, who have just earned themselves a goal kick, they'll be looking to continue their surge towards a potential finals place, while the visitors will be hoping to kickstart their surge up the table themselves. My name is Tim Gibson. Let's have a quick look at both the teams, and starting with the Wolves in goal, number 13 Daniel Solsky, 2 Harrison Bunel, 4 Dylan Ryan, 5 Banri Kanaizumi, 7 is Woon Subsim, 17 Marcus Beattie, 21 Nicholas Olsen as Daniel Solsky put under a bit of pressure there. 23 is Flynn Madden as Nicholas Olsen comes the other way for the Wolves with a fair bit of space here for the midfielder to rush through, but a crucial intervention there. It's been a bright start to this game. And just finishing off that Wolves team, number 24 Lachlan Scott, 25 Alex Masciavecchio, and 29 Ben Geisen. Switch of play over to Masciavecchio now. And we find Marcus Beattie, who looked to prod that through. The Wolves with an early spell here down the line for Lachlan Scott. The ball will skim away, though. It probably goes without saying, but it is very wet here. Most of the, well, all of the local games called off here on the south coast due to the weather, and it certainly is a soggy pitch, but sufficient to play. At the Sydney FC team, and about to take this goal kick, Alexander Zavadinos. 3 is Kyle Shaw. 4, Joseph Kalusic. 9, Mateus McAllister. 16, Nicholas Drilic. 19, Jordan Grorowski. 27, Lachlan Middleton. 29, Joe Lacey. 33, Marin France. 39, Dylan Rose. And number 47 is Kaylee Marshall-Witt. Referee today, Hayden Langholtz. The Wolves, of course, playing in their red. Sydney FC in the blue. Here is Olsen, who had that chance before, but was unable to find a meaningful pass. The Wolves, of course, in good form at the moment, since Julio Miranda took over the head coach role. Down the line, here's Lachlan Scott. Gets past Kyle Shaw. That'll be cut out. Nice feet from Dylan Rose, who can find a pass further forwards. And Grorowski, that throw will go against him. Well, it was a fascinating game between these two earlier in the season. The 2-2 draw back in round 11. Of course, the visitors, Sydney FC today, well, they were 2-0 up earlier on in the season, but it was a late comeback from the Wolves. It saw them snatch a point. Some settled possession for Sydney FC as we see the ball go into Joe Lacey, who's been very lively early on. Ball down the line towards Marin France, but that'll run away. Well, looking at Sydney FC, they were on a very tricky run of form, and a win over the Central Coast Mariners last weekend helped them get back to winning ways. It was a 6-game winless run before the victory over the Mariners, and in that run, a few tough fixtures, defeats to Marconi and Sydney Olympic, before a draw with Mount Druitt Town. And that free kick will go the way of Sydney FC. Again, Lacey getting involved. Kyle Shaw and Joseph Kalusic. Here's Middleton. Bunel has picked that up for Wollongong, and a chance for them to race forwards now. Geisen, switch of play that is cut out well. Lacey. Important intervention from Ryan, who takes a bit of a hit on the way through there and will pick up a free kick. As I was saying, for Sydney FC, the 6-game winless run, the defeats over Olympic and Marconi, draw with Mount Druitt, and then a loss to their rivals in the Western Sydney Wanderers before the win over the Mariners. So, opportunity to turn it around here. But here's Mashavecchio in the box for Wollongong. Stands it up towards that back post. Harrison Bunel's under it. A mistimed header, but another good chance for Wollongong. And it's been stolen away here. Here comes Mateus McAllister. McAllister one-on-one with Woon Sub Sim, carries on, and that's blocked. Well, that was a good chance for Sydney FC on the break there. Mateus McAllister was able to run forwards freely, and in the form he's in at the moment, you perhaps would have expected a better chance out of that. It's been a good start to this game though, that's for sure. And of course, Mateus McAllister, 13 goals in the NPL Men's New South Wales this year, and of course scored the winner for Sydney FC in the Australia Cup for their senior men's side as well. Here's a ball over the top towards Olsen, and Scott, who takes on the strike, of course, with Olsen offside. It was nothing to note. Savadinos with that ball long. Bunel wins his header. Woonsub Sim can knock it on. Madden around the corner. A chance for Olsen to try and chase that down, and he has won it here. Nicholas Olsen. Nicholas Olsen still with the ball. Takes his time. And that's a crucial interception from Marshall Witt there at right back. And it's Sydney FC's turn to come the other way with Lacey. Madden back with Dylan Ryan. Masciavecchio now, and they can finally get to settle down a little bit here, the Wolves. But again, Olsen, who got the better of Nicholas Rilich at right back, or at left back rather, and kept moving the ball inside, and eventually it was the other fullback in Marshall Witt who cleared it away from the line. But been a very good start here. And it's the Wolves' turn once again. There's a ball that was unable to find an opportunity for the Wolves, but they've had their chances early on. That's nice play from the away side. Marshall Witt will try to find Lacey. Ryan's interception is only into McAllister's path. McAllister, and that will go behind for a goal kick. Here's another chance. Masciavecchio down the right-hand side here. Masciavecchio across the box, and well, it's another crucial stop from Kalen Marshall Witt there. But again, the right side providing an outlet. Chances coming here for the Wolves, but I want to make the most of that. Is it Flynn Madden coming across to take this one, who's still unbeaten since his return to the side. Waiting his first goals. We see a looping corner there towards the back post, headed out only as far as Olsen. Dyson goes for a shot that will loop harmlessly away. Of course, Flynn Madden played very well in that win over the Sutherland Sharks, the most recent victory for the home side today, and it's been a good run of form for them since Julio Miranda came in as coach, rather as head coach. Victory over St George FC was followed up by a 0-0 draw against Sydney United 58 away from home. 2-0 win over Manly United a couple of weeks ago, and then of course the win over the Sutherland Sharks. Here's a chance down the right for Sydney FC. Jordan Gorowski's after that one. Well, this run of form the Wolves are on towards the end of the season has put them in a great position in terms of an opportunity for finals football. They still have work to do, but only a point away from 6th. And that's really been headlined by some stout defending from the side. Just 2 goals conceded in their last 4 games, both in victories. A couple of clean sheets in there as well. Wound sub sim for Olsen. Here's Mashivecchio, neat footwork. Lachlan Scott will find Olsen. And sub sim with a ball in that's punched away rather than caught. Here's Dylan Rose. Back now with Grorowski. Middleton able to keep hold of it and start to get a bit of control. Ball down the channel for McAllister. He's flagged offside. Well, the rain has stopped so far in this game. It was pelting down not too long before kickoff, but appears we have a bit of a break in the rain. Nice feet from Mashivecchio, who still has it. Scott, Mashivecchio skips around, another challenge. Geisen for Mashivecchio. Olsen, that one was a little short, and they can come away with it, the visitors. Here's Shaw. Opportunity to drive forwards now. Here's Middleton. Back with Shaw. Shaw goes for a pass for Grorowski, who will have to work hard if he's to keep that in. It will skip away, which will probably be a common theme in this game given the conditions of the pitch. This is the Kids Wish charity match, as it always is against Sydney FC for the Wolves. It's the purple socks being worn by the home side. Now Olsen can find Madden. Lots of space in transition in this game as Mashivecchio picks it up again. Mashivecchio goes down the line. Still going Mashivecchio and pulls it back. Cleared away once more. Madden retrieves it. Madden for wound sub sim. Shaw heads it away. Zrilich on the ball. Here's Kanaizumi for Olsen. Olsen wins the free kick there. In some excellent form at the moment is Wollongong's number 21. 15 goals this season, 6 in his last 6 games. Bagged a brace against the Sharks and scored a penalty against Sydney FC in that early round comeback. Masciavecchio for Scott. Nice ball. Here's Masciavecchio. Well, something is coming for the Wolves here if they carry on with this play, particularly down either flank has proved an early asset for them. The customary stopping of the game at the corner. That ball in, and that one floats harmlessly over. Very much looking to target that the Wolves on set pieces, putting the goalkeeper under pressure. Solskjaer has to go long, and the Wolves will pick it up though with Madden. Nice turn from Madden, and Scott can find Madden again. Scott just pounds that into Sydney FC player, but we can carry on. Here's Masciavecchio. Cross comes to nothing. They have demonstrated on occasion a real defensive quality, this Sydney FC team, particularly with Savadinos in goal. 7 clean sheets for the goalkeeper in first grade. Of course, Kyle Shaw, who former NWS Spirit player. Of course, Spirit doing very well at the top of the competition this year, fighting for the top places. That pass will spin the way of Win Sub Sim Geisen. Dylan Ryan goes down the line. Olsen will pick it up though. He's come from the right wing as Olsen gets the ball back. Looks to pick out Beattie with a cutback. McAllister offside on that occasion. Dangerous one, but Sub Sim gets away with it. Bunel as well. Back with Solskjaer. They're pressing well here, Sydney FC at times, which is causing the Wolves to have to play long, but on this occasion Bunel picks out Beattie with a nice pass, and here's Olsen on the left. Chance for Olsen to attack the box. Here's Olsen. Scott still has it, and what a pass for Marcus Beattie off the post. Lovely play from Wollongong from back to front. A really neat move that. As we approach the midway point of this half. Here's Marin France, a chance for the informed winger to carry on forwards, and that ball overhit in the end. Haven't seen too much of Marin France in these early stages. Of course, he notched a brace against the Mariners in round 25, 6 goals this season. Also bagged one against the Wolves back in round 11. Here he is again. Twists and turns to come inside, and Solski able to get hands on that. BT wide for Ryan, a bit of a chase for him. That's the closest the Wolves have come. Marcus Beattie hitting the post. Kanaizumi finds Ryan. Scott. That touch will get away from him, but Flynn Madden's picked it up. Nice ball for Olsen. Taken a little wide though and is offside. Again though, when the Wolves get those front players combining together, the likes of Madden and Scott, Mashivecchio, Olsen, they do play well together. They do have now, they have those players back from injury. The Wolves, some more firepower on the bench. Sebastian Hernandez, Rafael Leai, who are both good options to come off the bench, will inject pace and directness for sure. All for Olsen. That'll be cleared away by Kyle Shaw, who's been very involved in these early stages from a defensive perspective. Chance for Sydney FC through the middle here. Here's Rose. Dylan Rose. And we'll find Joe Lacey on the right-hand side. Lacey moves inside with the ball. Gets a shot away, blocked by Beattie. Bryson clears that away. Here's Marin France. Dylan Rose. So Kalusic, that'll run away. He did find the net, the defender. Kalusic against the Mariners, a tap in from a set piece. His second goal of this season. The Wolves able to get through midfield, and that's a ball that Olsen will have done well to keep in. Big switch of play from Winsub Sim, but ends up being too much on that. Well, that early intensity that we saw to this game has somewhat subsided in recent minutes. Here's Marin France. Still going here, Marin France, and carries on a shot that Solski will have to save. More action from the winger over the last few minutes. Kalusic forced all the way back to Zavadinos. Ryan wins his initial header and is able to bring it down. Overhit though. Well, through half an hour here, and on the whole it's been an exciting half an hour. Scott for Madden. BC really knitting it together well, the Wolves. As Mascivecchio comes forwards now. Mascivecchio with a shot that's narrowly past the right post. As I was saying, it has been an exciting half an hour here at Wynn Stadium. The weather has held off, at least from kickoff. Haven't seen too much rain yet, although I'm sure that will come later on in the game. Good chances as well for both sides. The closest we've seen, Marcus Beattie off the post midway through the half, but Sydney FC have had their chances themselves. Marin France has been able to get on some of those amazing runs forwards and get a couple of shots away, and they've had more of the ball recently as well, the away side. Captain Lacey. Here's McAllister with a pocket of space wide here. McAllister inside, goes on the outside. And wins James. Well, it's come back off him there, so it'll be a goal kick. Here's a chance, Lachlan Scott, lovely flick here. That'll be a corner. Well, just as I was saying that the rain had held off in this game, it is starting to sprinkle again. Flynn Madden. Lovely ball from Flynn Madden, and it's an opening goal. Harrison Bunel is claiming it, his first of the year. They've very much been targeting on those set pieces. Plenty right in that 6-yard box, and Harrison Bunel got the final touch.
Goal for the Wollongong Wolves, number 2, Harrison Bunel. The score is Wollongong Wolves 1, Sydney FC 0.
One could argue that it's perhaps a deserved lead given the quality of chances they have created from open play. How can Sydney FC respond here? Rose with the ball. It'll fall the way of Solski. Good time to score as well, just 10 regular first half minutes to play. Geisen finds Scott, here's Olsen. That's a ball for Flynn Madden, who will get there. Slightly overhit, but Masciavecchio can pick it up. Here's Beattie. Here's Scott, who's played well today so far, has been able to create several chances and link up well with his fellow front players. That's another great ball. This time Zavadinos is able to get it away. Olsen floats it in. Dylan Ryan's header. Well, it was a tough one to get contact on, but it's gone across the six-yard box there, but another good chance that for Wollongong from a set piece. Here's Ryan. Madden. Ryan picks it up again. Scott. Masciavecchio. Back for Scott. That's squeezed through Madden. Here's Marin France. France can drive forwards here and picks out McAllister, who's drifted wide. McAllister, Middleton now. France finds himself on the left-hand side and clips a nice cross in, headed away by Kanaizumi. Here's Lacey. Kanaizumi's head again. Scott will look to hold this up for Wollongong, but unable to on that occasion. Middleton, this is nice play from Sydney FC. Marin France into the box. Lovely turn and, well, was looking to pick out the roof of the net, but that one's been shanked all the way for a throw-in. McAllister. Sub-sim is, well, we'll have to settle for a throw-in going against him. About 5 regular minutes to play. The Wolves with that lead. Harrison Bunel, his first goal of the season. From the corner. And what's been a good half for the Wolves. They have been able to move the ball around nicely. This is nice from Joe Lacey, who's carried on. He will get into the box and gets a cross in. It's a chance. Top stop from Solsky and another brilliant save. Excellent goalkeeping. And carrying on what has been some sensational form. 2 really neat reaction saves. First from Jordan Grorowski, his shot, and then Nicholas Drilich on the follow-up. Excellent goalkeeping to keep the Wolves with their lead, and has been a good response this Sydney FC since going behind. Cross in really deep. Solsky with a fantastic catch. Now here's Geisen down the right for the Wolves. Cut back, can't find Madden. Very much still in this game, Sydney FC. And that latest double chance is probably the best that they've created in this game. Here's Winsub Sim for Madden. Madden can get after this one. He won't be awarded a free kick for that as Middleton comes away with it. Here's Rose. Scott working hard, and that's a cynical trip that will prompt a yellow card the way of the striker.
Okay, kids, now's the time you've all been waiting for. We are going to have the half-time Wolf Chase. All kids for the half-time Kia Gateway Wolf Chase. Make your way down to the southern end right now. maximum age under 12s, any kids under 12 for half-time wolf chasers down the southern end. Right now, big thanks to Care Gateway.
Seconds of regular time left to play. As Rose takes on a shot, Solski forced into a save at his near post. It looked as if it could be creeping in. Ball in. Solski again has had an incredible last 5 or so minutes. Here's a chance for the Wolves. Madden, Olsen wide. It's always going to be a tough ball to play. The angle's closing. Beatty for Bunel. Rose finds Middleton. Gorowski is flagged offside. We're about to find out how much stoppage time there'll be, and it's going to be 1 minute.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 1 minute at a time.
Scott. Well, just seeing below us here the number of kids getting ready for the wolf chase. This will likely be one of the larger amounts of children participating coming up at half time. Now here's a chance. Marin France down the left-hand side. Still going, goes on the outside, and Solski with another save. That's half-time here at Wynn Stadium. 1-0 to the Wolves in an exciting first half. We'll be back in a little over 10 minutes' time for the second half.
First prize in our raffle is a Wollongong Australian Championship VIP package. Includes 2 VIP tickets to the Australian Championship home game, as well as a 2025 inaugural Australian Championship jersey with your name embedded in the jersey's fabric. Second prize is a $300 Visa gift card thanks to New Millennium Trophies and Embroidery. And then we've got $200 Big League voucher, as well as 2 Wolves merchandise packs. 1 ticket's $5, 5 tickets for $20, and so on. Scan the QR code that's in the match day program, or there are sellers coming around. Scan that QR code and buy it all online. It will be drawn at the end of half time, so make sure you grab those tickets right now. back down on this line, back down on this fence. That was a good warm-up, everyone. Now make your way back down here. Line up at the southern end against the fence. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the halftime wolf chase. We're going to have two wolf chases today. The first one's going to be a nice little warm-up, and then everyone gets to go in the second wolf chase. Alright. All those kids at the front, all the kids at the back, you stay there. Kids at the front, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go! Thanks as well to Kia Gateway for sponsoring our halftime. Kia Gateway, Wolf Chase. We've got some more ones down here. Alright. Last week we went up to Sutherland. We saw the Shark Chase. Earlier in the year we saw the Lion Chase. But the Wolf Chase, since 1980, right here on Wynn Stadium. It's simple. All these kids run. Whoever grabs the wolf's tail wins a cold hard $20 note. We'll give it a minute or two while the wolf resets. Bear with us down there. Congratulations as well to young Dakota for winning the first wolf chase. Alright, we've had our fun. I'm going to walk over this way. Alright, all you kids ready? In 3, 2, 1, go! Well, that was sort of fun. Great opportunity for every kid to have a run on this second today. The winner down there, winning colour, $20 note. That finishes up our halftime entertainment here. Reminder again, grab those raffle tickets as they come around. $5 for one ticket, 5 tickets for $20, and so on. The draw will be drawn just after halftime. I'll announce it here on the mic. Maybe you can grab your prize here today. Big second half coming up for our Wollongong. 1-0. Thanks to a great goal by Harrison Bismarck. Second half coming up very soon.
Welcome back for the second half here at Wynn Stadium. Wollongong holding a slender advantage. 1-0, Harrison Bunell's goal with 10 first half minutes to play has put the Wolves in a good position. In saying that, the away side had a spirited response, and it was only the expert goalkeeping of Daniel Solski keeping the Wolves in front. No changes that I can see at half-time from either side. Although, upon a second glance, I can see that Tay Headley has come onto the field. And I think that could be in place of Jordan Grorowski. So that's the one change I can see at half-time for the Sky Blues, as Olsen's delivery is flicked on. And Headley gets his first touch of the ball. Tay Headley, 3 goals this season, although his last one came in the middle of June. Now playing his native attacking midfield role. Of course, Jordan Gorowski had a great chance to equalise for Sydney FC later on in the half, picking it up in the middle of the box, but Daniel Solski managed to get a leg to the ball and make the save. Madden's delivery. It's headed away, and Olsen with a shot that's glazed over, but the first chance, 3 minutes into the second half. Is Lacey. Well, I can see that Gorowski is still on the field. Here's a ball towards the forward who's playing centrally. McAllister dropping into that pocket in behind the striker, having led the line for most of that half. Looks as if the replacement is in fact Dylan Rose in midfield, with Joe Lacey dropping into a deeper role to accommodate Tay Headley further up the field. Geisen, nice ball to find Madden down the line. Here's Madden, who's under a bit of pressure and rolls out of trouble. Scott for Madden. And here's Beatty. That's Kalusic, who's down and appears to be in a bit of trouble here, clutching his knee. Not a good sign for the young defender. As mentioned, scored against the Mariners last weekend. Does look like they may have to make that change here. Which is a blow. Having already made a change at half-time, they'll have to make one 6 minutes into this second half. Probably the number 21, Zachary DeJesus.
Substitution for Sydney FC, coming off number 4, Joseph Phillipsi, and coming on number 21, Zach DeJesus.
Bit of a reshuffle of that back four now for Sydney FC. Kaylin Marshall-Witts come across to left fullback with Nicholas Rilich to partner Kyle Shaw, and DeJesus comes in at right back. Scott. That pass is a little short. Here's Marin France and Joe Lacey. There's it down the line for Headley. Bunal with his header there as Lacey picks up the ball. That'll be a Sydney FC throw. Lacey again. Here's Tay Headley. Shom's the substitute and clips it towards the far post. Solski manages to get control of that. BT for Geisen. Dyson, good pass to find Olsen, and that'll be clipped towards Masciavecchio. Bunal, another good interception from him. Madden back for Scott. Scott with a shot. BT Keeps hold of it, and Woonsub Sim can find Dylan Ryan, who's left the ball behind and abruptly fouls De Jesus. Quite a start to this half, following what was an exciting opening to the first half with lots of end-to-end football. Perhaps some adjustments made at half-time to try and stem the irregularity of chances. Madden with the ball for Olsen. Zrilic has dealt with that. Still very much in this game, Sydney FC. Only a goal in it. Coleshaw under pressure from Olsen. Now the Wolves will look to press. Lacey. That's a ball through and a chance for Headley, who chooses De Jesus, who's gotten wide on the right. That ball will float harmlessly in the end across the box, but a good opportunity that for Sydney FC. Here's France. Dyson will have to clear that away. Bunel. That's a ball for Olsen to chase, and almost got there, but will be a throw to Sydney FC. Well, just looking at the table, and Sydney FC, at the moment at least, down in 10th position. Still arguably considered to be an opportunity for a place in the finals. However, the Wolves are the more likely, 4 points ahead of Sydney FC, and if they win this one, that'll be 7 ahead. There's a ball in behind for Marin France. Ben Geisen uses his speed to get back here. Maschivecchio tries a neat turn. As I was saying for the Wolves, 3 points here takes them to 37. Or 38 rather, which is 2 ahead of Olympic in 6th. And, of course, United 58 are in action today against St George FC. The outcome of that one will have a bearing, with United 58 currently a point ahead of the Wolves. And the Wolves in 8th at the moment, but could jump up to 6th with a victory, pending that United 58 result. If United 58 don't win, that'll mean the Wolves are in that 6th spot. which, considering the outlook for the side a few weeks ago, has been some improvement. They've still got a lot of this game to play here, and Sydney FC have looked pretty good at the end of the first half and at the start of this second half. Here's Lacey. Lacey looking to maze his way into the box, and it's a shot that's flashed wide of the near post. Grarowski. Now I can see the Wolves readying a change. It's Sebastian Hernandez. He will inject some speed and directness into the game. Here's McAllister though, off the post. Well, he managed to get round the goalkeeper and got his effort just about aimed towards the goal, but it's come off the post. It's a big chance the way of Sydney FC and continuing what's been a good last half an hour really in terms of this game. Very much pushing for an equaliser. And here's Marin France. France with a first time ball, or outside of the foot pass rather, that will only find Solski. Ryan for Kanaizumi. Geisen keeps that in just about, and Madden will have to chase after this. It looks as if the next out will be the change for the Wolves. Strong challenge there from Ben Geisen. Given away Lacey, who's very much been able to control the tempo since he moved deeper. And now is Headley into the right of the box for Sydney FC. De Jesus, good cross, McAllister. An acrobatic effort that swings wide as well. Sydney FC preparing a change. France, ball in. Kanaizumi's headed it away, but only as far as De Jesus. Some good pressure this from the away side. Middleton. And that's given away. Lachlan Scott looking to race in on goal here. Lachlan Scott. That is some fantastic defending there from the number 16 for Sydney FC. Nicholas Drilic. Lachlan Scott looked to be through on goal there, but Drilic managed to get in and nick it away from Scott, who's still waiting for his first goal since returning from injury. Been out since that Marconi game, the hat-trick that he scored, and when he was really firing. It was a bad time for him to get injured in terms of form, and that coincided with a drop in form from the Wolves. Lacey still going here, Lacey, and that's Well, over the bar. We will get those changes now, though. Alex Masciavecchio to come off for the Wolves, and it's a couple of changes, in fact.
Substitution here for your Wollongong Wolves, number 25, Alex Masciavecchio. Making way for number 11, Sebastian Hernandez. So, as mentioned, the change for the Wolves is Sebastian Hernandez on, Alex Masciavecchio off. In terms of Sydney FC, Oscar Gultakin is on in place of Marin France. And that ball's just wide. And the change is Samuel Lancaster, who's come on in place of the number 27, Lachlan Middleton. A change in midfield and a change on the wing for Sydney FC. The Wolves with their like-for-like swap on the wing. Substitution there for Sydney FC was number 27, Lachlan Middleton, making way for number 20, Oscar Gultakin. See how these changes impact the game. Sydney FC did start well. Had that McAllister chance off the post not too long ago. Also time now to draw our Kidswich raffle. We've got 5 prizes here. 5th prize, a $200 voucher thanks to being ready, goes to Chris Helios Lewis. 4th prize, a Wollongong Wolves merchandise pack, goes to Darren Forty. 3rd prize, another Wollongong Wolves merchandise pack, Paul Scully. 2nd prize, a $300 FPOS gift card, Katrina Pierce. And first prize is our Wollongong Wolves Australian Championship VIP pack, goes to Jonathan Pelham. All of the winners of those awards can pick them up down at the Kids Wish desk just inside the main entrance. I'll be there till full time. There's a ball wide for Sydney FC to work with. Bunel with another interception. He's been good today in the centre of defence. Of course, his goal as it stands would be the winner. That's a good ball from Madden for Sebastian Hernandez. Opportunity to cross it in, and Scott almost got a touch on it. It'll fall to Madden. Madden back to Hernandez, who drives a fierce shot that is well caught.
There's a chance down the left-hand side again for Sydney FC. Still dominating the ball here, Sydney FC, which has been a theme of this second half. Which, in spite of the changes they've need to have made in defence, they're still playing well here. Here's De Jesus. That's a nice ball in behind. De Jesus clips it back. Solski gets hands on it. Give away from the Wolves. Lacey fizzes that into McAllister. Here's Lancaster, who chooses to go back to Drilic. Waterkin goes wide, and Geisen with a great challenge. He's been good as well. The right fullback as the Wolves have dropped deeper and deeper in this half. Waterkin is unable to hold on to that one, although he has been utilised on a few occasions now down this left side. As we're into the final regular 20 minutes. There's Lacey on the ball. Hernandez. Madden for Hernandez. Lacey with the interception. Scott. Big switch of play for De Jesus. Olsen will get onto this. Haven't seen too much of Olsen in this second half, and that'll be a corner. Hadn't coming across to take it. It was this delivery from the left side in the first half that produced the goal. Madden's delivery again floated into that area, headed away, but only as far as Kanaizumi, who's alleged to have pulled down Lacey in the box. Free kick the way of the visitors. Gultakin is able to get moving again. Nice ball the way of McAllister, although that will spin away for a goal kick. Very much the pace of this game has dropped away in the second half. Hernandez gets to the byline. That'll be a corner. Olsen's delivery. Scott with a shot that's blocked. Scott again. Cleared away by Shaw. Still on though here for Wollongong. Here's Hernandez. Scott's header. What a save. But it was a push in the back. Well, Harrison Bunel is going to be sent off here. It was a ball in behind and the defender is alleged to have tripped his opponent. It's as far as a denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Direction-wise, it's pretty close to goal, just on the edge of the box. And distance-wise, that is, in terms of the direction, certainly going in at goal. Ball could be argued to have been under control as well, so in terms of the factors, especially numbers of defenders-wise, there weren't too many back at all for the Wolves. Bunel probably the furthest back, so that's a red card and an interesting finish to this one for the final 10 minutes. The Wolves don't have a recognised centre-back on the field. Dax Kelly appears to be getting ready. Put in a fantastic performance, I think it was against Manly a few weeks ago, so no doubt he'll be looking to have an impact in these final minutes. But first, they'll have to survive a free kick. McAllister has blasted that one over. Woon Sub Sim has slotted in there for the time being. Well, this is going to be an exciting ending to this one. The Wolves with that narrow lead, but down to 10. And it will be Dax Kelly to come on. Time being, Dylan Ryan has now slotted in at centre back. Marcus Beattie goes to left back, which leaves them a bit short in midfield. Olsen's dropped in there. That's going to be a goal kick. Dax Kelly, as I mentioned, was excellent in his cameo when Banri Kanaizumi was suspended a couple of weeks ago. So we'll get another appearance here for what remains of this game. And he'll probably feature for the next couple of weeks with Bunel suspended. Beattie. Plenty of running needed now from Olsen and Scott. Hernandez up front. That change still being ready for the Wolves. Very much going to be about winding down the clock now for the home side. Solski, that kick is a little short, but Geison's under it. With Gultakin, he'll win that. And Kanaizumi back to Solski. Solski's clearance gets more distance. Still not making that change yet. The Wolves. Now the change will come. And it's going to be Lachlan Scott, who continues to build fitness. 84 minutes after getting a few starts in recent weeks. Looks like it will be Hernandez and Olsen playing
number 24, captain Lachlan Scott,
in perhaps more central roles. And other than that, the structure of the team can remain somewhat unchanged.
Number 15, Dax Kelly.
In fact, it may even be a 5 at the back system from what I can see. Geisen, Kelly and Kanaizumi with Ryan and Beattie either side. Madden and Sub-Sim playing in midfield. Olsen and Hernandez as the two attackers. Wait to see how this shapes up for the Wolves. Going to be a hard-earned 3 points if they can get over the line, but Sydney FC have been probing all half, particularly through Lacey, whose quality of passing has been of note. De Jesus' delivery will go behind for a goal kick. Maybe a bit of a lopsided system, in fact, from the Wolves. Wait and see how it goes. Olsen has won the ball, but unfairly, says the referee. Headley. Ryan. For a wound sub-sim. Ryan down the line for Olsen, who's offside. Here's Madden through midfield. Geisen. Back for Dax Kelly, who hangs it up unchallenged though. Kanaizumi heads it back to Solski. I think the Wolves still do have one window in which they can make changes. Hernandez for Masciavecchio. What a win that is from Dylan Ryan, and what a spot for Nicholas Olsen. It's a heavy touch and a slip from the goalkeeper, but in the end ends up in Sydney FC possession. But an example of how they're still capable of creating threat, the Wolves, even with 10. Here's Hernandez. Hernandez keeps hold of the ball and finds Ryan. Kanaizumi now for Dax Kelly. Dax Kelly finds Geisen. Beattie. Beattie for Geisen. Huge tug of the shirt there, but he'll carry on. Olsen. Olsen now skips around Lacey's challenge. And sub-sim back to Dylan Ryan. They've got a minute of regular time to play. There may be a little bit of additional time. A couple of injuries, of course, the red card. And a few subs as well. Hernandez for Madden. Madden, space over if he can find an option, but given away, and they're streaming the other way here, Sydney FC, but that ball is overhit. Four additional minutes, which is not as bad as it could have been for Wollongong.
4 minutes at a time.
Still enough time for Sydney FC to turn it around, though.
After the match to meet the players and get a few autographs. Grab one of those cards to get your favourite Wolves autograph on it.
Olsen with some quite deliberate fouling. And we'll get back underway here. Here's Lacey, who's likely been Sydney FC's best player today, particularly once he dropped into a deeper midfield role. Here's Hernandez. Hernandez still going. No free kicks given, and Ryan's tackle is important. Madden. Madden for Beattie. Olsen is wider. 1-2. Beatty, who does go round Lacey, who smashes into Marcus Beatty. We'll need a bit of treatment here, which will eat into that time added on. Olsen plays it short for Beatty. Beatty able to dribble in a circle and keep going. Headley. That ball's over the top. Lots of work for De Jesus, but he keeps it in. That'll go behind for a goal kick. Maybe a late change for Wollongong. Nicholas Duarte appears to be getting ready to come on for what few moments remain of this one. Hernandez in with a strong challenge. Still going, Hernandez. Nice turn from Lacey. Direct ball towards McAllister. Solsky lets it run behind. Well, that added time has expired now, so all that's left to play is in the discretion of the referee. Ryan's header stays in. Hernandez for Olsen. That'll run away. Nervy moments these for the Wolves, but they've got the ball where they want it in terms of the half, but I'm sure the away side will move it forwards quickly. Kyle Shaw has gone up front for the Sky Blues to provide a more direct option. This could be it for Sydney FC. Lacey drives a ball in. Beatty heads it away. Drilic's ball in. Headed away by Dax Kelly and Madden further away. It's a chase here for Olsen. And it's for Flynn Madden, but it's a free kick. Can't be too much longer of this one. Lacey to get this ball in. Lacey's ball in. It's a deep one. It's headed on and in Daniel Solsky's gloves. It's full time. The Wolves snatch a narrow win here. Harrison Bunel with the winner in the first half before being sent off later in the second half. I've been Tim Gibson. Thank you for tuning in.
After an earlier draw between St George and Sydney United, thanks to everyone for coming out today in this cool weather, and as well, big thanks to everyone who bought raffle tickets and helped support Kingswish. We're back at home in 2 weeks on Saturday the 16th of August down at Macedonia Park up against top of the table North WS Spirit FC. Big thanks for coming down, supporting. Well done our Wolves. Top 6 is now ours.